So Linus is going to share the link from YouTube to Facebook.
So this one rules out the issue of Zoom. What will you take if you are doing? I don't know why I didn't get what you were saying. So do you think this is okay?
This is okay.
For those who are not here, they are able to follow the lecture.
Yes.
So, Christian? So.
Mic testing 1 2. Umesikia?
Kama una screen, na screen ni sawa katika harakati ya hii iko na software yake ndani, so I can use that screen through HDMI, niweke pale, itani display the multi. Sitaonyesha kwa so itaonyesha hizo two small screens, ndio hizi sasa zitakuwa hapo. So without it, it can be a struggle, especially when it comes to setting up the sound. Because so we can use that. I'm going to take a photo. I'm going to Mama sasa HDMI ingine. Hata si lazima nitumie hii. Kuna HDMI ndio kombe. Chukua hii transmitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his phone is not going to go.
Kwa Julian. Wacha niambie ama wacha nimtumie tu direct. YouTube. Ini mlikuwa mnapiga kelele mengi. Sasa pale tutakuwa tuna exchange setup kamera ingine, ikae tu ready ikae tu ready. Online tuko sawa. Uli balance spirit ile transmitter nye nakwambia wapi huku wale. Sasa what we do si wanaiona vizuri. Pita tu, hakuna shida.
Yes, good afternoon. I want to begin. This juncture, I want to welcome Matt.
As we have this orientation, we pray, Father, we are going to be
before you begin, maybe we can just introduce ourselves briefly. Just saying at least your name and where you come from. Briefly, so at least we save a lot of time.
The program that they need to master.
Oh yes, and the program will be getting into. So I think I can be able to start from our faculty and then we will go to the students. So I'll start from this side.
All right, good afternoon. How are you? My name is Professor Kamal. I am an MD coordinator. We are happy to receive you. Welcome to Zetech University. God bless you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Professor Today I'm here as the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Academics, Research and Student Affairs.
Good afternoon. My name is Professor Philip Vance, Dean School of Physical Economics, Professor of History.
Good afternoon, Happy New Year. John White, Director of Marketing and Corporate Affairs.
You can do that other side.
Good afternoon. My name is Gladys Wagner. I'm currently residing in Zetech, which deals with law engineering, and therefore I believe that we have a lot of dedication to the field. Good afternoon. Mr. Mom is my name, in charge of research and innovation.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Daniel Makupi. I'm a faculty in the School of ICT and Engineering.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Ricky Anyago. I'm a faculty member of School of Business.
This is Dr. What I am is
So Dr. Samuel Machari, I'm from the ESS, that is Education, Art and Social Sciences School. If you forget anyone, you can't forget your dean, that is Professor Kibas. Then you have the MBA coordinator, that is Professor Gichao, and then our HOD, head of department, Mr. Dora. So at this particular time, I want to welcome John Mwai, who will be able to take us through the Zetech journey. Oh, I'm not giving the students some time. Sorry for that. We can start from here.
we didn't get that, eh?
Nicholas Zaoso. And then which program? PhD.
Where did you fly? Sorry, I'm coming right now.
Yeah. Yes. Where you work? Where you work? I work on peace and religious research and issue based on program. And then to you, that will not cover.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Josephine Kizu. I work in Nairobi City County. I'm a director, Ward Development Program.
Which program?
Ward Development.
Second program.
I have a PhD. Right. I come from City County. Good afternoon. My name is Krishna. I'm a lawyer in bachelor's and MBA in I work with
people with mustache, errors and size of cards. But nevertheless, I am happy to be here. I think maybe to introduce myself a bit, going for the purposes of those who are following us online, because I'm told we are supposed to be about 20 or 20 students in this meeting, but I can see right now we are 6 of us. So I'm not going to follow us online, and then we are not going to go in with the get this on recorded because we care about it. Just around the program, I think I'm organizing for it, we're going to go to have an idea of where we are starting. I am doing storytelling, just to remind ourselves who we are and where we are headed to, so that I never think about that. How to work together, how the class is going, then we will talk. Very nice program that I sent you on PhD, I will not do any of these programs. You'll hear something about our academic affiliations, platforms we need to have. Then we have a task for questions and answers. Then we shall have a refreshment break. And then we come to the more technical issues, the student management system, learning management system, and library orientation. So we are here for the next not less than 3.5 hours. So sit back, relax and enjoy. You become really prepared to come to work. So I am sharing with you about our university, Zetech University, which is now a university because it is not famous. And why is it important for us to tell the story? Because in tradition, the heritage of our people was passed from one generation to another. So I'm going to tell you where we started, what we have done, and where we are going to in the next coming years. And I'm starting here to say that last year was a very significant year because we were able to celebrate our silver jubilee celebrations, meaning we've been existing for the last 25 years. That's quite a century, since 1997. Significant maturity of Zetech University from a small entity to a big university that you want to guys are. For those who might be interacting with us, you may remember that we started a while back in 1987 from a very humble beginning. I think that's what we call it beginning, in a small facility in the university hostel. And that really has grown to become what it is. I think we should organize I gave these people a tour of this facility, which is 27 acres, so that we can concept what a hostel and facilities do. In 1989, we became Zetech College, and Zetech College is an amalgamation of two letters, that is Zenith plus technology, and Zenith means the very top, and technology, of course, you are aware of it, and the dream is what you are seeing here today, that we are having a technology park. Our desire is to be a leading technology university, and we incorporated technology in every digital we do. We worked closely with the in 2007 to ensure that we got to mentorship to our operating these programs. And after that, we transitioned to becoming a university in 2014, after we got our own authority. We also launched a sports scholarship fund. This is of interest now that we are sports. This is a facility where we support talented students who are not necessarily bright, they got talent. It's a talent scholarship fund. And in 2015, we were able to launch our conference, Radio Campus, with Radio Complex. I think you have been there, all of you. Quality is something that we have a lot of commitment, and in 2016, we launched our strategic plan of quality standard. We got the ISO 9001 certification, and we have continuously continue to improve our quality assurance to our stakeholders and more importantly to our students. So in 2017, we were able to expand our program performance from very good degree programs to the current 21 degree program that we do have, and now we have 2 postgraduate programs. In 2021, we launched our first postgraduate program, that's the MBA, and they are here. have also expanded our programs in the areas of computer science, software engineering, psychology, political science, and media studies. Most importantly, we don't have a chapter, we don't belong to the league of successful universities. We got our charter in 2022, which was awarded by the former president, and this is where it comes after. Going to the board ensuring that you have met all the requirements and the commission for classification. Since I had some of you are working in the public sector, you know how strict those requirements are. You guys can even come and take information to see how big the office of the vice chancellor is. If you say it is 20 square meters in the whole but they came, they assessed our physical facility, assessed the faculty facility of the field, and they went to accreditors for a charter, and the very senior opened this campus, the technology part of the campus, which now serves as the seat of the university. Last year, on the year for us, I talked about celebrating celebrations, we launched our restoration plan, we also started Zetech University Foundation, our PhD program was accredited, and as well we were able to complete our class program to graduate students in the university. These are our campuses, this is where we are, this is the seat of the university. You notice we don't want to call it main campus or graduate world campus. We call generation because we are producing you to be a global citizen. So this applies mostly to the undergrad student, but I know because they're your sons and daughters, it's important to hear. But these facilities are there for you as well. I can see quite a number of you are young and you can join our sports team. So very vibrant sporting and recreational facilities. And you can see the investment we're making. We are coming up with a modern sports complex just next to the gate. In regards to student welfare, we have deans of student office for counseling and all those kind of things. Academic exchange programs. Right now we are taking our undergrad students to India in March. And of course a very pristine learning environment as you'll be able to be taken through the library and all those other facilities. So we do this in our 3 schools, and those are the schools. And as you can see, we have democratized access to learning as much as possible. Regardless of your grade, you can still join the university and pursue your certification, and there is a pathway towards it. Majority of you are in this school, actually all of you are in this school. That's the School of Business and Economics, where we have now the PhD and the MBA, and the school will be able to take you through that. We have also the School of Education, Arts and Social Sciences. I think I've seen the deans. They hadn't gotten a chance to introduce themselves, but Dr. Engineer Vikal, if you can wave so that these people can see you. He is the Dean School of ICT, Media and Engineering. Professor Kibaza is the Dean School of Business and Economics. And Professor Owen Gumi at the back is the Dean School of Education, Arts and Social Sciences. And this is the school. These are the programs that are there. We also recognize that some people would want a different entry point through the vocational training. We do offer such externally examined exams, including CPAs, which might be important to some people who are doing finance and all that, and other examination bodies. As mentioned about facilities, these are some of them. The library, students doing the media, like this is a tool, these are equipment that are used in the media department. They are streaming these events live. So there's somebody who is learning there perhaps. And of course I had mentioned about areas where students can sit and lunch. You can see the spaces are adequate. Even if you guys have a group discussion, you can come to this facility. There are areas where you can just hang out and continue with what it is. Yeah, so I just also want to mention this again, the academic quality assurance. And I want to say we do it in 3 folds. The first fold is that we have an academic quality assurance office, which is headed by Madam Harriet. She was not here when we were doing the introduction, Harriet, if you will. Madam Harriet heads that department. It's not a requirement, but for us it's important to have established a fully functional office to make sure that we are improving our quality every day. So she will be reaching out to you once in a while to find out whether we are keeping the promise. We are also pioneers and founders of this association, the Kenya Quality Assurance Network, and we are members. I had mentioned about our ISO certification. Remember, ISO is not a requirement. You actually telling people, can you guys come and tell me whether I'm doing the right thing? And we have retained this for the 3rd time in a row without struggle, because quality is our way of doing our things. When we talk about our student experience, these are the issues, and I think what will apply to you guys mostly is a mentorship. You will get a lot of it from our faculty members who are here, because as you can see, most of them are very energetic and committed. To have such a senior bench sparing time to come to you here is to ensure that they will support you, whether they are teaching you or they are not teaching you. It's something that we encourage our faculty members to do. I'm sure we'll work with you in regards to community outreach, because if we are a university that does not reach out or not address community issues, I do not think we are a good university. There are also a lot of student clubs and societies. I don't know when at DVC we are going to start one for the postgraduate students. They will tell us. Usually our clubs are started by students. They tell us this is the club we want. Maybe we would want Toastmaster. You know, it's good for public speaking, and at the corporate level, public speaking is a very important tool. I do not know. They will tell us as we go along. So I had mentioned about guest speaker sessions. Like in this case, this is the High Commissioner from Barbados. Is it Barbados or Bahamas? Barbados was speaking to our students who are doing international relations. And this is something that we shall continue doing. We bring the industry in the university so that we get real-time updates. Those are our students participating in different tournaments, because sports is very central to this university. We are among the best universities in Kenya. And we also not only play locally. If you guys are familiar with the teams that are representing Kenya in the international arena, this is the kind of uniform they put. These are girls who are our students representing Kenya in tournaments, basketball tournaments. And one of them, the one who is in the middle, went all the way from Kenya, East Africa regional. She ended up in the US, in Oregon. That's where she ended up. Internationalization, we are a global university and we aspire as such. We encourage our students to participate and faculty to participate in these kind of activities. This was last year in China, where our students and faculty participated in Huawei ICT competition. These, remember, they started in Kenya, they went to regional and they ended up in China, and they were there with the who is who. And our faculty members also got to attend this summit. It's called Global Teacher Summit, and it is just preparing our faculty members to learn how to deal with the students, not only now, but also in the future. We do career fairs. We are very happy now we have postgraduate students. Many of them, they will be bringing their companies to come and recruit and tap into the talent that is here. But we are also going to ensure that we also give you guys linkages, because some of you might be looking for opportunities for career development. And this is an annual event that we do so that we are in touch with the industry. Research and innovation, important, very important for postgraduate students, PhD, MBA. We always have an annual innovation and research week coordinated by our director of research there. And when those dates come, we shall invite you to participate fully, to present papers and do what pertains to research. So these are some of the innovations that have been done by our students through our innovation hub, the IZ hub. And some of this is important, the information is important to you because you might be coordinating these activities in your current engagement. So you may want to be looking for us as a suitable partner to come and work with you in these areas. And of course, even you, if you have that idea you've been thinking through, we have a place where you can sit and you help to incubate your idea, through the help of our faculty. We don't do this alone. We do this with a lot of collaborations and linkages, because we know that it's better to work with partners. These are some of just an assortment of photos of us signing MOUs and meeting with various entities. And these are just some of the partners that we do have. Some of them will get to interact with them, or they are part of the curriculum as it was being developed, because it was taken to the industry for validation. They have done it in one way or the other. That is the partners represented. I think as I conclude, this is so we also do a lot of community engagement. Like this one, we were training women-led enterprises along this area, because we want to give this area a facelift. Those of you who are conversant with the name of this area, it's called Wetaidi. Wetaidi means what? Gisaidea. We want to give them a facelift so that it can be called Zetech University. I even saw some people are selling land behind here, and they are saying the land is located behind Zetech University. At least they are not saying Wetaidi. So it's also giving value. So we invited about 250 women. We trained them on how they can manage their businesses, and they really appreciated. Registrar, I know time is bad, but you allow me to play this clip for 1 minute. So I don't know whether you guys can hear it.
Wamepokea mafunzo ambayo yatawasaidia kukuza uwekezaji wao kwenye biashara zao. Katika ufadhili wa mafunzo na chuo kikuu cha Zetech, wafanya biashara hao walipokea mafunzo kuhusu uhifadhi wa hati na rekodi za biashara, uwekezaji kukuza biashara, pamoja na matumizi ya fedha kwenye biashara zao. Akizungumza kwenye hafla hiyo ya kutoa mafunzo ambayo iko chini ya mpango maalum wa chuo hicho katika kuinua jamii, mkurugenzi wa uhusiano na ukusanyaji wa rasilimali Daktari Catherine Chege amesema kuwa chuo kikuu cha Zetech kinalenga kuimarisha biashara ndogo ndogo katika kutoa mafunzo muhimu. Naibu Chancellor kwa upande wake akisema kuwa wanalenga kufuatilia mpango huo, kuona kuwa wote wanaopokea mafunzo ya kibiashara kutoka maeneo ya kaunti ya Kiambu wananufaika.
Kuja ili niweze kulala.
Kwa kweli mimi imenifaidi sana, sababu as per now, unajua wakati wa COVID-19 kuna watu wengi walikuwa kwa biashara zikaanguka, na wakati zilianguka, kwa sasa tunataka kurudi full in business. Na kwa hivyo kama mimi imenisaidia sana, sababu kuna factors inafaa kuangalia about business, keeping records, business management, debts management, hizo zote tumefundishwa na ndio biashara isimame imara.
We want to see 3 months down the line, how are they performing? So it's not just going to be training. We also want to do what we call monitoring and evaluation, so that we monitor those who come and how are they changing their businesses after that.
Yeah, so we'll engage in those kind of activities with you. The universities are about impact and improving the lives and livelihoods of where you live. This is one of the initiatives we did in this campus. We trained boda riders on safety and customer service. We gave them reflector jackets. That's our DVC, Madam Professor Juguna, flagging them off, and we worked with the area traffic commandant so that we give back to our society. You may have seen this as you came up. This is a way of supporting the small business enterprises that work in very extreme weather conditions. In a small way, we are able to give back. So when we are talking about the bottom up, we started a long time ago, and we are complementary to the government agenda. So going forward, this is what we are focusing on. Of course, we are focusing on running a sustainable university. Sustainability is very key. How are we going to do this? Development of more postgraduate programs. We are going to continue implementing our 10-year strategic plan. We are also going to ensure that we are very vibrant in the areas of linkages, research and consultancy, and of course community outreach, so that we can run a sustainable university. So with that, I want to thank you, and I want to wish you a very pleasant stay at Zetech University as you pursue your studies with us. Thank you very much.
Yes, you can give him 5 factorial. I think we shall be giving our speakers just 5 factorial. 5 is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can start. Thank you so much, John Mwai, for the Zetech journey. In front of you, there is a pen and there's a notebook. That is for you, our students. And I want to welcome even those who are joining us, that you are so much welcome. We are here for you. If you have any question, you can still be noting it down. And then during the question and answer session, we shall try as much as possible to answer your questions. The next person I want to invite is Professor Kamau Gitao, our MBA coordinator and associate professor in the School of Business. He'll be able to take us through our MBA roadmap, the MBA roadmap. Just clap for him as he comes.
Good afternoon. I have noted a number of new faces have joined us, and it might be fair to give them a chance also as a setup to introduce themselves. So if you have just come in and you're among the students, perhaps you can take an opportunity to introduce yourself. Since you may not know whether you are one of them, I will start from here and I will ask you to introduce yourself, please.
Good afternoon.
Tell us where you work and the program you are joining.
Okay. I work as a lecturer at the Technical Training Institute, and I'm joining PhD program in supply chain.
We go to a gentleman there. Yes.
My name is
Okay, thank you very much. So you said you're joining for which program? The MBA. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Paul Sepuki. I'm MBA student specializing in finance and investment. I was a student here last year. I just graduated from teaching the university.
Oh, that is so good. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I'm David Barra. I'm pursuing MBA Finance and Investment. Currently, I'm an entrepreneur. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Entrepreneur.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Jemai Mangode. I'm the head of International Training Africa, and I'm here to pursue my PhD.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I want to also appreciate my previous colleague was presenting, Mr. Moy, for making a very good presentation. I'm trying to see if I could get this one going. If I have IT guys who can come and help me, I'll be appreciative. So I'm the MBA coordinator. My name is Professor Gitao Kamau. You can also call me Kamau Gitao, it doesn't matter. Mine is just to really welcome you to Zetech University. And we have our mantra, and our mantra is Zetech University Invent Your Future. Because we believe that all of us are here to be able in one way or another to impact on the future that we would want to see out of our programs. And as we do that, I would want to acknowledge that we are now mature because already our first MBA program has produced PhD, because we have got, would you kindly start, Zachary and Christine, you can start, we want to honor you. These two students are among 4 students who are our first finalists, our first cohort in the MBA, and have proceeded on to our PhD. That shows that they are really sure of our quality and our product. So let's give them a clap. We are expecting perhaps even to get the other 2 joining us as we move along. So we hope you'll be able to join and interact with them. So I'm here to talk about what we call the MBA journey. And the MBA journey is simply, for the MBA group, is simply explaining to you how you proceed on with your program from the point you join us all the way to the end. And the intention for that is to make sure that all of you are going to get timely completion of your programs, because we know that you are pursuing this program not to be permanent students, but to be able to finish the programs, and perhaps some of you join us as our faculty members, and maybe others to go and serve the industry in different capacity. So our MBA program is a 2-year program. It's a 2-year program. And even as a way for him to do that, the 2-year program is divided into 2 semesters per year. That gives you a total of 4 semesters for the entire program. We called them 1.1, that is semester 1, year 1. Then 1.2, which is semester 2, year 1. Then 2.1, which is semester 1, year 2. And finally 2.2, which is year 2, semester 2. So in year 1, this program has got 6 specializations. I don't know which one you might want to go for. And the 6 specializations are: number 1, strategic management. You can note them down. Number 2, we're going to have entrepreneurship. Number 3, we have procurement and logistics. Number 4, we have human resources management. Maybe I'm too fast. Let me repeat again. Number 1 is strategic management. Number 2 is entrepreneurship. Number 3 is procurement logistics. Number 4 is human resources management. Number 5 is finance and investment. And number 6 is data business analytics. Those are the 6 different specialization areas of the MBA. In your year 1.1, you are supposed to do what we call the core units, which are cross-cutting all the different areas of specialization. So during that time, we are expecting that also doing MBA, you're going to be a bigger group, because you'll be having your colleagues also who are specializing in different programs, also joining you in the same class. Then in 1.2, you're going to focus mainly on the specialization areas. So you're going to be able to select the area that you want to specialize in, and you have the opportunity also to pursue the same during your 1.2. In your 2.1, so actually in 1.1, you're going to do a total of 6 units. In 1.2, you're going to do a total of 6 units. In your 2.1, you're going to now focus on research units. You're going to do research units. Not that you have not done any other before, but specifically in 2.1, you're going to do your research seminar, and you're going to learn how to do your research proposal writing. Those are the two programs you're going to do. Those 2 units are not going to have a sitting exam. They do not have a sitting exam. So the sitting exams only occur in semester 1 and semester 2 of year 1. In year 2, there are no sitting exams. What that implies is that from the day that you begin the course, you are being evaluated. You are being evaluated. That means if you miss a class during 2.1 and you don't turn up for any of the units, the likelihood of you coming in here and doing an exam and passing does not exist. So we expect you to be very consistent in attendance of your class in 2.1. But I don't mean you don't attend your 1.1 and your 1.2, but I'm just telling you that 2.1 is extremely critical for your research. And therefore, as you attend those particular classes at 2.1, during the 6th week, which I'm going to present in the roadmap that we are trying to sort out of my presentation, during the 6th week, we are going to allocate you a supervisor, actually 2 supervisors. And this is very, very important for you. This is very, very important. Who is a supervisor? A supervisor is your lecturer who works with you to complete your research journey. Let me try and see if I can sort this out in a different way. So I was talking about what a supervisor is, and I was telling you that a supervisor is a lecturer who helps you to walk through your research journey. The role of the supervisor is, 1, to help you identify your topic and be able to validate the topic that you select, to make sure that the topic that you have selected is within, 1, your area of study. You cannot purport to be doing, you are doing which area? Finance and investment. You cannot purport to do finance and investment, and when you write your paper, you read through, it is talking about HR more. We must be able to see finance. How do we see finance? We see finance from the way you apply the knowledge. Does your paper demonstrate application of finance knowledge? Are you able to appreciate the theories that inform somebody who is in finance? And are you able to handle a solution, come up with a solution that will make it better for people in the field of finance? So your supervisor will first of all help you to make sure that you select the right topic, the topic to be situated within your area of study. The other thing that the supervisor will do is to make sure that your topic is relevant. Not relevant now in the area of study, but in addressing a problem that really exists and a problem that is current and relevant. If we said that maybe you want to solve a problem of COVID-19 today, is it relevant? COVID-19, I don't know. Yeah? Maybe the impact of COVID-19. Yeah? Or maybe if we are futuristic, we are trying to make sure that we are better prepared in case COVID-19 occurred in the future, then that topic will be relevant, you see. But we have other relevant topics. Guys in finance, which are the relevant topics that might be of interest today? Guys in finance, which is bothering people, that is making people to almost want to go to the streets all over. Yeah? What are the issues that are happening? I want to see whether we are getting intellectuals, people who are able to, because remember, if you are applying for foreign universities, actually the entry point is for you to propose your study topic. They don't admit you until they know what you want to study. So at this very particular point, start preparing your mind, asking yourself, and this also applies for the PhD students, what are the issues that I would want to address in my life? Because at this point, when you have completed these postgraduate programs, you are the best in that area. Nobody else will be better than you at the end of the day, because you are the most informed person as far as that given area is concerned. So let me just finish that part before I come to this now that my slides are ready. So the relevance of your topic is that it is current. It is attending to a current issue, an issue that is happening today. And also significant, an issue that is significant. Is your study significant? How many people are affected by your study? But not only the number of people, sometimes you can also do a study that does not have so many people affected by it, but the few people who are affected are so important that as long as you keep leaving them out, no true development can be discussed. No true progress can be discussed. Can you give me examples of situations where people may be few, but they are very significant, and if we leave them out in our study, in our focus, in our life, we are leaving out a very important people. Can you give me an example? Just an example. He is in the NGO world. Yeah? NGOs don't only focus on the majority. Sometimes they focus on a minority. Yeah? Can you give me a minority that is very important that should not be ignored today? Yeah? An example. I'm just challenging your minds. Yes? People with disability. For example, people with disability. When you look at all the policies that we have, like when you came to Zetech University, did you identify that we have considered people with disability? Maybe you found the ramp that you're able to put somebody up that way. Yeah? Maybe when they attend classes, I don't know whether you have anybody who has a hearing problem or a sight problem. You know, if you are doing a research paper in education, like Professor Mbumi will tell you, there might be a very interesting paper to talk about postgraduate students with hearing disability. Do we have accommodation for them in the university? Are you getting it? So those are some of the issues that we look at. So I was talking about 2.1. Finally, which one is remaining for MBA? 2.2 is a very, very critical time. Because that time, we now do like what Jesus did. Yeah? He told them, I said you among wolves. I'm not telling them wolves there. Yeah? But he told them, go in. Yeah? And make disciples. So at 2.2, we don't require you hanging around here. We tell you, go out there. Come back with knowledge. Come and tell us what you have found. So we said you have to go and hunt for knowledge. So you are like a hunter and a gatherer. Who is a hunter and a gatherer? What do they carry? Right? Nobody who could. Yeah, the one in charge of development of world development from the country. Who is a hunter and gatherer? A hunter and gatherer. Yeah, somebody who carries a bow and an arrow to go and look for animals and bring a meal for the family, isn't it? So we are the family here. You leave us here and you go out there and you hunt for knowledge and you come and deliver it here. And then you look at the knowledge that you have brought. Kama ukileta mnyama hatuwezi kukula, utakwambia mnyama yako si ya kuliwa. Yeah, you getting it, huh? Yeah, so we expect you to go and get knowledge and bring it back here. And that completes the MBA journey. So let's now see it here. All right. There you are. I talked about the 6 areas: strategic management, entrepreneurship, HR, procurement, finance, and business. Did I? I talked about semester 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2. Is that so? Okay. Then, the roadmap is there. Okay? I sent the wrong one. Okay. This for PhD. So, Sorry for the hitch. I have two documents and they look the same.
Even as he does that, maybe you can just some pointers. We have our restrooms. You go just straight down on this block, you'll be able to find the restrooms. On the other side, we still have more. There's some water at the back for anyone who is thirsty. There are some glasses there. You can easily just go and take some water. So thank you. So we are now looking at the MBA research stroke thesis roadmap. When does it start? When does it start? It starts from 1.2. Your research work will start from 1.2, from the point you get 1.2. Previously, we are starting from 2.1, but we found like we were starting from 2.2, the actual research, but we are now starting from 1.2. So at this particular point, we divide the activities into seminars, a total of 8 seminars. We have a total of 8 seminars, where each of the seminars is intended to help you come up with an output. So in 2.1, by the 6th week, we're going to allocate you a supervisor. And once you get the supervisor, you're supposed to meet the supervisor. That is your seminar 1. So seminar 1 is to meet your supervisor. Do not come to us if you have not met your supervisor. After you meet your supervisor, you'll be able now to go to seminar 2, which will happen in the week 10, where you're going to submit your concept paper. A concept paper is simply as an synopsis or just a brief overview of what you want to study, normally about 1 page only. Then your concept paper will go through defense by the 12th week. It will be at the end of semester 2.1. And once you do that, it's not graded. It's simply just about you being sure, just for us to give you feedback that we are sure that you're on the right path. And if that happens, you'll be able now to come back for your semester 2.2, and you will start off by doing your proposal defense immediately you run on the second week. And after that, if you pass, you'll be given a go-ahead to go and submit your document now to the director research. When you go to director research, the director research is going to set your document for plagiarism to be checked to make sure that you have not copied your work, because you don't want to go and do your work in the field, and when you come back, we'll tell you that your work is not valid because it has been heavily copied from other work. So that will be checked for you, and then you'll be given a letter which you'll be able to go and obtain a permit to be able to do your research with the institution called NACOSTI. Once you get that, you'll now be able to proceed on and do data correction. But before you start correcting your data, make sure you meet your supervisor to review the data correction instruments to make sure that they are correct and valid. Then you can go and correct the data and come and publish what you have found. We expect the MBA students to publish 1 publication,
And also, if you manage to attend a conference, we normally have annual research conference in the university, and they're also available in other universities. If you attend a conference and your work is published in the conference proceeding, that is also sufficient for a journal publication. So once you have done that, in the same semester, which is 2.2, you will do your seminar 7, which is you're going to submit your thesis now in 4 copies, spiral bound, and also Microsoft Word version, to the director research, who is going to present your work to the internal examiner, first, and will check for plagiarism, and then thereafter submitted to the external examiner, who should give feedback within 2 weeks. And from there, you can do your defense of the thesis. The defense of the thesis, you'll be able to get your verdict immediately, and the minutes of that meeting should be available to you within 7 days for you to be able to finally bring back your corrected work, for you to be able to be given permission to go and bind it in hard copy and come and submit for you to be able to graduate. In seminar 8, if for a reason the verdict was you are given major corrections, that may mean it might take much longer than the time of maybe 2 weeks or less than a month, then depending on whether you are very close to graduation, sometimes some dynamics may occur. And if they do, don't be worried, because anytime you finish, even though maybe for a reason you may be outside the graduation time, you'll still be able to get your completion letters to await your graduation. So that's all. I don't have much more to present. I'm done. Thank you very much.
I know you have forgotten quickly. You have said 5 factorial for all our speakers. So let us give them 5 factorial. Thank you so much, Prof, for that presentation. I think I'll talk to the registrar. You'll be able to get all these, the timelines in the email, so at least you can keep your pace, so at least you finish on time. The next presenter we have is Professor Peter Kibas, the Dean, School of Business and Economics, and he'll be taking us through the PhD roadmap. We can be able to clap for him as he comes.
Hi everyone. Hi. Some of us were BBC. You know what BBC means? Born before the computers. So we'll be learning as we go along. Otherwise, I want to greet everyone here and say Happy New Year. Welcome to the School of Business and Economics, the continuing students, our 2 graduates from the MBA program, Hongera Sana. Those who are just getting the MBA, Hongera Sana. And the new team in the doctorate program, I want to say Karibuni, Hongera Sana. My colleagues, DVC, colleagues, deans, heads of departments, I want to say good afternoon. It's a great joy to be here today. It's one of my dreams, yes. It's my joy today because it's one of the dreams I had when I joined the university in 2018. That as veterans, one thing that we would like to see is graduate programs started at Zetech University, and with the able leadership, the DVC, the BC, and the management, they allowed us to. I'm now, as BBC has told you. So where are we? Let's get there. Open. Yes, this one here. Thank you. Don't be verified when I get stuck. So, my name is Professor Peter Kibas, Dean of the School of Business and Economics, and currently I'm doubling up as the PhD, PhD program coordinator. With my colleague, of course, Professor Kamau, MBA, and we have Dr. Wycliffe. Where's Wycliffe? Wycliffe will be assisting us in the coordination of this program. Karibu sana Wycliffe. Assisting and working together with Professor Kamau to ensure that this program runs. And of course, the able leadership of our head of department, Henry Kiogora there, whom I want to say I learned from him when I joined the university, was heading the school. I learned from him. He's my boss, I'm his boss, so you can see that relationship. He asks for my marks when I'm teaching my classes, and I also ask him, give us the programs of the universities, the school. So that's how we work in the university. We work together. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to take a lot of time, but I want to welcome each one of you wholeheartedly, our students, our graduate students. And this makes it a university. You know, it makes a university because a university without a terminal degree is not a university, it's more or less a college. But here we are happy that DVC, I'm sure in management, and my colleague, the registrar there, and members of management who are here, you know, John there, I'm sure they're all excited that we have now come of age in terms of moving the next level. And my colleagues, of course, the Dean of School of Education and Social Sciences, Professor Ngumi there, and the Dean of Engineering, Engineering and ICT, Dr. Engineer Kikaru. I'm sure the programs are also coming so that we make the university a complete university. Mine was to go through just brief about the PhD program, doctorate program. I may not repeat much of what my colleague has mentioned about the genre of the thesis, but we'll be getting there when we come to the details now, when we come in-house. When we'll be in-house, because after you have been into the university, received the university, all of you into the new programs you're getting into, we'll now have an in-house meeting of the School of Business Economics and go through the nitty-gritty now of what is expected details. That will do. But for now, you'll allow me to go through what it means when you're talking about a PhD degree. This is a terminal degree, of course, and anybody with that, there are many ways of how people call this. Some say pull heaven down. Some call it a permanently damaged head. I don't know if the PhD holders here have permanently damaged heads, I don't know. But for those of you who are joining the PhD program, and our friend all the way Saoke, wow, shika mkono yangu. All the way from the US, and you said, I must join the program, Karibu sana. Yeah, we were communicating and so on, and it's not very far. It's very easy to come to Kenya. So Karibu sana to join this program, and the rest of you from the citywide county, and from all other places that we have our students, our PhD students and master students. We are very happy. And those who graduated last year, congratulations. We want to clap for them. Those who graduated have joined. They said, we must continue this journey, which is very good. There was a book which they were calling one time many years ago, Diploma Disease. I don't know, it is out of print now, Diploma Disease. And the book was talking about, when you get your qualifications and you are looking around without a job, the next stage is to go to the next level. Study more, and then you reduce the number of actually competitors when you're getting there. So I want us to talk very briefly about the doctoral program. What's about the curriculum? The curriculum, of course, is a PhD, BAM, Doctor of Philosophy degree in Business Administration. It's interdisciplinary and is expected to ground you, those who are doing this program, in theories and methods that will also help you to apply both in academia. Those of you will be joining us. Soon some of us are retiring, and we expect you to take over from there. I'm sure you're excited there's a job for you. You know, you finish your PhD, there's a job for you. Even if you talk about no jobs in Kenya, there's a job for you already. So in academia and organizations you are working in, it will help you also to be a better thinker and be a better organizer in terms of what you do. Although I'm told in corporate world, if you have a PhD, they look at you differently. They wonder what you are doing here. True? You've seen some PhDs there, and they look at them as if they're out of place. You know, you're not supposed to be here. You know, we don't need PhDs here to do the work you're doing. But you see, so the place is academia, and I'm sure the BBC here will be glad to hire you immediately, even before you finish, as tutorial fellows as you climb into that. So it gives you the opportunity to explore and invent the future, your future in your specialized field. Program is for graduates prepare you for careers. That emphasis is on specific skills. Critical thinking is key in this area. I was reading an article. I like reading Saturday paper because of one writer there, one feature there by Professor, what's the name of the fellow? This Austin Bukenya. You know, he writes quite interesting articles. And the last one, last Saturday, if I would encourage you to go and read that article. You know, he is a literature professor, but he writes quite interesting topics across the board. And he was talking about artificial intelligence. That today, academia, the world of academia is under threat. I'm sure Dr. Makupi there is nodding his head, and I'm sure Engineer Gikaro that today we are under threat by AI. It's good on one hand, but on the other hand, it's going to do a lot of damage. I'm sure no as well. That he wrote up an article very briefly that what's happening is now critical thinking is disappearing because you can get an article of 70,000 words in a few minutes. Your research can be done in a few minutes. Just put in the parameters. I want to study in this area. I include so many references from journals, so many references from textbooks, and most current ones. And in less than 15 minutes, you have your thesis done. Wow, isn't that great, my friend? Is that something we want to go into? I'm sure my colleagues here in academia will say, no way. The registrar will say, no way, we can't give you a degree, you know, if you went through that kind of thing. So, we'll be teaching about critical thinking. In the 6 areas of specialization that are mentioned in the MBA program, as my colleague mentioned, we are building on our master's degree program so that we look at the 6 areas as we'll see shortly here. This degree should give you insights regarding the most critical issues in business management and administration to solve problems in society and beyond. It will contribute also next generation of faculty leaders. I mentioned this, that many of you who are coming in will be joining, and already you are guaranteed a job, by the way. You're given a job at the university. If not Zetech University, other universities will be looking for you to finish your degree very well, and so on. Looking at this, it ties on the Vision 2030 and 2060. These are areas that we'll be looking at in terms of helping you in your areas of specialization. You'll be social scientists with the highest level of commitment to continuous learning, sustainability, leadership excellence, and professional development in your areas. This is a high calling. I'm talking about the PhD. It's a high calling. It's not just any other degree. They expect you at that level. And I look at my colleagues, I don't want to criticize them. They get their PhDs and they keep it. I also have a PhD and they stay at home with it. They are not using it. We all are criticizing ourselves because once you reach that level, you're expected to operate at some level of offering solutions in every situation. The goals, briefly, of the program: problem solvers and innovative change agents, both in academia and the practical field of business in your areas, critical thinkers, problem solvers, and so on. And change agents in society. This is what we are lacking. Although we have allowed the politician to lead the way, but the key thing is, where is academia? What is our role? When we see now people crying in the streets about the cost of living, all this, is academia, is standards accused? Are we involving, are we informing through research the policy makers and implementers that this is the way we should be going? Or this is what should be ideal, and so on. So we develop thinkers who will be able to provide solutions. The program has those 5 areas, 5 objectives: analyze contemporary issues, conduct solution-based research. Of course, we will have theory and solution-based research. Analyze business problems, because it's a business school. We'll be expecting you to look at business problems, organizations, craft suitable alternative solutions that we can offer to society and the organizations we work for. Applying, of course, key methodological skills for the analysis of live and qualitative and quantitative data. Of course, doing research without underemphasizing. The areas are here, mentioned here: entrepreneurship and innovation, business intelligence and data analytics, human resource management, finance, strategy management, and supply chain management. These are areas that we have, they are an offer, but as we see the numbers of students and the areas of interest, that's something that we discuss in-house and see how we can shape your degree in the area of your interest. Normally, in many universities, before you come in for doctoral degree, you come up with a concept before you are admitted. We didn't ask that for this group. Concept, write your 5-page concept about what is it that you are interested in. And if we don't have expertise in there, we'd tell you, maybe we are not qualified to teach this program, so try elsewhere. We didn't do that. But we believe we can work together in the areas that are indicated here so that you are able to find direction of where you want to have your future in. Entrepreneurship is there. I'm sure you have a curricula. You'll see what is expected from entrepreneurship. Technology, entrepreneurship, analyze the collaborative communication, networking, entrepreneurial initiatives, conduct research in this area and frontiers of knowledge. PhD degree is expected to help you extend the frontiers of knowledge. The research I mentioned here, master's level and PhD level, extending the frontiers of knowledge. Not accepting the current theories as they are, but testing them. Do they apply? Can we develop new policies? Can we, new theories and so on, or add value to this? That's the key thing. In any research you're doing at an academic level, we'll be asking, what new thing are you bringing in? What is new? Have you reinvented the wheel? That's why you are here at this higher level to try and reach pedestals higher in terms of conduct research and offer new insight, the field of theory, entrepreneurship for this, for entrepreneurship. All fields are the same, either in entrepreneurship or in data analytics, you'll be doing the same. I only want to spend a lot of time on this, all these specializations. You have the curricula. I'm sure you can look at these areas of specialization so that you are able to select which area is good for you. All these are the same thing. Strategy management up to 5 to 6. Duration of the program. The program takes a minimum of 3 years, maximum of 6 years. If you are going to, of course, some, due to various other reasons, you may ask for academic leave or whatever happens, but we give you a maximum of 6 years, but minimum of 3 years. And it is programmed such that you'll finish on time. This is divided into, we have 6 semesters or trimesters, you may call it, and there are, of course, 16 weeks, each of them 15 weeks, especially the coursework. Coursework, then your continuous assessment, and then, of course, you do end of semester examinations for some of the courses that we're looking at shortly here. So, maximum of 6 years. This is the journey. I want to look at this slightly in details a little bit here. There are 3 years for standard program where you start and continue to the end. There will be 3 years. Semester, trimester 1, when you start, you will have 2 courses that are core courses in your program. Call them core courses, in that they touch on areas that are very, very key to all the business students across the globe and for our degree program here. The 2 areas, let me just read them very quickly here. The 2 areas that are key that we'll be looking at here, look at, you will have this document, of course, with you. Advanced research methods, which all of us are expected to take, and corporate leadership and ethics. So 2 core courses that you take at this point here, 2 core courses. And then you select 1 course from your area of specialization. If you are in entrepreneurship, you take 1 course. There are a number of courses listed there. If you are in human resource, it's the same thing. And up to, if you are strategic management or finance, you take at least 1 course so that you do 3 courses in the first semester. The second, and then, of course, we expect you to attend monthly seminars. At this level, we are going to be bringing monthly seminars so that we are preparing academicians. And the only way to do this is for you to be abreast in reading the current learning literature that's going on in your area of specialization. This will be organized. We'll give you the details of this. A colloquium or seminar, so that we have this for every monthly. Run this. End of semester, of course, when we go to semester 2, of course, it's the same, almost the same. You do 2 core courses in year 2, sem 1, year 2, sem 1. You do 2 core courses and 1 specialization. 2 core courses and 1 specialization. These core courses, just here, the core courses, of course, year 2. Advanced statistical techniques now, the other one's methods. And then innovation management and technology. Those are 2 courses that you'll be taking as core in year 1, sem 2. Year 1, sem 2. And then 1 other course as a specialization. Then, of course, we continue the monthly seminars. I'll be there. Year 2, when we get to year 2, you now delve into your area of specialization. You have 3 courses that you select from a list in terms of your area of specialization. And then, of course, the credit hours at the end, you can see 9. Year 2, SEM 2, we have a research proposal, which we'll be doing, really rigorous to prepare yourself. Now you are now getting into the research area, and this is given us equivalent to 4 courses, which is 12 credit hours. This you'll be doing through, it's not examinable, but it's at the end you must prepare a defendable proposal so that you are able now to go to the field when you get to the 3rd year. And then, of course, we continue monthly seminars, conference also. Our conference, Innovation and Research Conference, comes normally this year, and last year we were in July. This year, Esther should be somewhere. Esther, we put the calendar. When is this year? Is it also July or is it October? Sure, yeah. So when it comes, you'll be expected to present those papers there. But the monthly ones where research will be given, you go through field research, papers, presentation, and so on. Because you'll be engaged in what we call academic discourse. Because that builds you. Without that, then you find that at the end of the day, you cannot add new knowledge. You can only add new knowledge if you are engaged in real field. And that's what it is. And real field means look at what is current in your area of specialization. And of course, when it comes to year 3, which is the time you are finishing your program, very quickly, we do research thesis, you go to field work now, you've done from year 2, SEM 2, you've done your proposal, you've defended it, you are now in the field, collect data, analyze it, write your proposal, your research, your thesis, defend it, publish. We will be expected to put at least 2 publications for this program here. That, I want to show you that. I crafted this. I said BBC, but I crafted that to just show us the journey we are running. You are starting here, this corner, yellow corner here. That's where we are. Those who are coming in, they are there. For masters, of course, you're also starting there, but you have to be 2 years. For PhD, you can see where you start. I don't know if you can see this picture here. Can you see this? Can anybody see that? You may not see, but it's the same thing, replica, but books are there, somebody's running, you are climbing as you study. So year 1, SEM 1, you can see 2 core courses plus 1 special area. It's because our semester, that far end, you can see 1. Then 1, 2 here, 2 core, 1 special area. And then SEM 3 here, research proposal, field work, before field work. We have assigned you supervisors at that time. We're assigning you at that time supervisors. People work with you. In other areas, in other places, they call them advisors, because if you say a supervisor, it looks like he's sitting up there and looking at you with the glasses like that and supervising your work. Yeah? Whereby he's looking at you you are small down there and you are being supervised to do what you're doing. He should be an advisor. We change these terminologies. He's an advisor, he works with you. He's also with you in the research, He's a sounding board. As you discuss, as you go through various studies, you put together your design, you work together. So we'll assign you at semester 3 here 2.2. Just 2.2. Again here, supervisor assigned. You are attending the conference. You are also in the conference there, otherwise seminars are there, monthly seminars go on. You can see the fellow here is running. Dr. Zakaria. Do you see yourself there? That's halfway, by the way. You're already halfway. You're really making it, eh? And who is ahead here? Somebody's already ahead here, jumping over that chasm. Now you are a candidate at that level when you are reaching at between 4 and 5, semester 5. Field work now, you've got the data, you've got your feet wet in the mud, in soil. In soil in the field, you are writing, and your supervisors are telling you have not done this. Can you look at this? Can you look at this? Have you done this analysis, this test? That time you are trying to jump over. So that at the end, you jumped over the chasm here. If you can see that, it's a big chasm in there. You're jumping the valley from now, what you were candidate now to be now PhD graduate. And we can see at the end, as we go semester 5, data analysis, report writing, semester 6 there, we are finally finalization and graduation. Wow, can we see the clap there? Can you clap for those who reach there? If you reach there, clap please, whether you're master's or PhD. Those who didn't clap will not reach there. I didn't see that. Yeah, you look at yourself there. 3 years you must be there on those, you know? But what does that mean? I got something here from someone. Yeah, a student who did PhD. It's from another university, not in this country. And he says this: a PhD is an experience that is both rewarding and challenging. Master's is challenging, but not enough. PhD is. If you are new to the PhD or about to get started, you are simply considering the idea. Here you are. You see that you have to ask yourself these 4, 5, 8 things that mentioned for students. PhD, and it also applies to masters. Number 1, you must ask questions all the time. You must have an linguistic mind. You now move away from accepting to asking why not? Is there something else that has been done in this area that's new? Has somebody done something in, let's say, Alaska or somewhere in Auckland, New Zealand, or in Pretoria, or in Cairo, are there studies that have been done in my area that are challenging this existing theory? So always ask. Ask all questions at all the time. Number 2, imposter syndrome. This is what he said is real, because you are saying what? The feeling of self-doubt and inadequacy are completely valid and can make you feel as though you shouldn't be studying a PhD. The feeling that, am I really? Am I the one? Yeah? Again, am I the one? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm dreaming. That feeling. That one, again, is what mentioned, that it's possible that it comes in. I remember sometimes in my field work, a few years back there's a time when you feel, really, was it worth getting into this program? That's consumed a lot of time, sleepless nights, and so on. And you must continue because you promise everybody. You know, when you get this promise into this program, you have promised everybody. I'm a PhD candidate. They will continue asking you, how far are you? They always ask you, how far are you? And sometimes you may feel ashamed not to go where you can be asked the questions. Or you just keep quiet. But that should not happen. Once you have put your hand in the plow, as Jesus Christ said here, many of us Christians here, don't look back. Look forward and make sure that you reach there. So, don't compare yourself and other people. Don't. If you compare yourself, you'll fail. That's what they were saying. Because different studies, different institutions, and requirements, even the same university have different requirements for the same level of education and so on, master's or PhD. Be super organized. I like that one. Be super organized. If you are organized, you are not organized enough. Be super organized. It is possible to procrastinate. It is possible to overlook. It's possible to get mixed up. And it's possible to lose your data also. About all the thesis, and then it's chewed up by the viruses. You know? So anyway, that time will come when you are given advice on how to handle this data, how to keep in multiple places and ensure that you have your data with you so that you remain sane. One more that's interesting here is build yourself a research network. Going to conferences. There's a conference, University of Nairobi, Kenyatta University, Jomo Kenyatta, conferences. Ensure, find out what conferences are going on. Academic research conferences. Ensure you attend. You know? Sometimes use your own resources. You may not wait for sponsors. Some of us, we went to a conference, I paid my own way. Paid my way to Australia. There was a conference going on there in Melbourne. I traveled. It's a lot of money. Washington, D.C. My employer said, we can only give you a quarter per diem, that's it. Look for your tickets and so on. And we give you time off. I had to. And so, when you are in this, it's like umepata ile kasumba of academia. You will not want to just remain. You are not the same. You are different. Don't worry if your research project changes. You had a topic that you really wanted to do. But you see, what's happening is that it's not coming. You are told change from this direction, that direction. And you feel falling apart. Don't. This is the journey that we expect most of you to travel, if not all of you, so that you finish your degree. I didn't want to take much time, because time is far much gone. Maybe if there are questions or comments, we'll talk more in-house when we have our meeting next week, whereby we'll now call all of you to look at now the details of where we are going and how we want to run this program. There are suggestions we can have weekend school, you know. There are suggestions because we have challenges with the master's program, I must say here. That what was happening is that coming from work, you know, you leave at 5, your employer is so hard. We had a student who actually is far behind because of that. I'm sure a professor is there would say. An employer is always on their neck, you know, why are you leaving early or that kind of thing. So we'll need to work on that, those details, the head of department and the coordinator, so that we see which is suitable time for us. Can we do them with cares? It's possible, and so on and so forth. But we are ready to receiving you. You've seen the journey. The details we'll give you when that time comes, which is, we'll be calling you very soon. It might be online meeting, but we'd really like to see you, if possible, all of you once. This will be our classroom most of the time. Unless we agree, we meet in the TRC, but this is our classroom. And I believe that with this, I want to welcome you to the School of Business and Economics. I'm sure the DBC will welcome you to the university, with the university management. And I want to say, our doors are open. Call us, reach us on mail, reach us on phone, reach us on WhatsApp. Some people say, don't call me after midnight, you know. But reach us anyway. There are ways of reaching us. Otherwise, I wish you well. I wish you success as we welcome you to the university. Karibuni tena. Karibu sana.
Yes, we can give him another 5 factorial for him. Yes, I think after this, I know all the PhD students again will be able to catch up, and they'll be able at least to what a WhatsApp group for them, so that they can be able to keep in touch, even the MBA, because building networks is very, very important. We have lecturers that you can still be able to connect with them, even after this orientation, for you to be able to get a better feeling of what is required. At this particular time, I want to change a bit the program. I want to welcome our DVC, that is Professor Alice Njuguna, who will be able to take us through we'll be able to welcome you to the graduate school. Let's just clap for her.
I know you'll not clap for me when I finish, so can you clap for me? 5 factorial, 1 to go. Hey. 1 to go. Better, but I'm sure you'll get a correction. But we shall talk about that when we get to that level. So my name is Professor Alice Njuguna. I am the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academics, research, and students' affairs. But today, as I said, I am here as a faculty member, basically to welcome you to the graduate school. I want us to stand up. Watu wengine nilikuwa naona usingizi inawaita na bado. Ukianza PhD utakuwa unaangalia document zake, hiyo ulikuwa unaangalia ni kidogo. Usingizi nakuita. I want to turn to your neighbor and tell them the first PhD you met. The first PhD you met. Who did you meet? The first PhD holder you met. You can be my neighbor. The first PhD holder you met. Okay, the first MBA holder you met. You can have your seats. Hata ungesema mimi hajui, angesema wewe kama ujui. And if you don't know anybody, then our president, President William Ruto. See, he's a PhD holder. Well earned. So you're actually following the right path. So my name is Sally, as I said, currently serving in that position. And this is our Zetech Graduate School. We offer the PhD that we have now just embarked on. Our first graduates of MBA graduated, and they were very annoyed with me a few days back. I sat where Bwana Kiogara is sitting, and Zachary passed behind me, and he was not happy with me. Christine was even more annoyed because of the rigor that they were being asked questions.
But the day they were graduating, because I made sure they sat in front, oh, those smiles. My faculty members today were not very happy when I told them we come face to face. So I want to apologize to all of you. Don't these people look good?
Very cute.
You know where I come from? If a girl is getting married, at some point there is a ceremony they call Itara, where I don't know which family goes to see which homestead. The husband's family goes to see?
The bride's family
goes to
the groom's family.
To see where their girl is going. Yeah, I am told of some people who go and see that Itara and they say our girl is not getting in here. So we had to bring you here so that you can actually see what you're getting yourself into. In any case, our program is blended. Blended means there'll be some face-to-face element, there'll be some online element. And you may not actually come here that often because our faculty prefer that we work online because, as you said, most of you are working, if not all of you. A lot of your classes will be online. But a number of your presentations will be face-to-face. So, Christine, is it better you see my face today so that by the time you're coming for that defense, you are ready to meet that face? So I want to apologize for my faculty and also apologize that I appreciate that they came. We have an MBA and we have postgraduate diplomas that we're almost finishing. This year, we'll be introducing our MSc in IT. For university education. And of course, next year, we'll launch our Master of Education, I think Master of Arts International Relations, and a PhD in Education. We believe in moving in small steps. So you'll go to other universities, you'll find 20 PhDs. We believe we need to do one properly, then move on to the next one, like the way we did with the MBA. So you can also refer your friends to some of the programs that we actually have there. So the coveted title of MBA or PhD, everybody wants to do one. That is why our MPs are clamoring for honorary degrees, right? Because they want to be called Dr. So-and-so. People are faking papers. I have actually just seen in the paper today that some MPs have said that PhD and master students will no longer be getting bursaries. And I actually thought that's true. That's true. They're wondering, because now that's another level. You have a bachelor's degree. You need to find ways of moving on to the other level. But everybody wants to get that coveted qualification. So a master's degree designed to deepen your career-oriented knowledge. So I don't know where you're coming from, which degree to our MBA. And a doctorate degree is usually heavily research-based. As Professor Kibas was explaining, you can see that you're going to spend a lot more time researching. Zachary, woe unto you if you did not understand research in MBA. Because now PhD becomes more rigorous. Christine, woe unto you. So, okay, woe unto you. That I have to tell you the truth. It's better not that to hide my head in the sand because you do a lot more research. So you've had us asking you about your population and you are getting annoyed. It is because we are preparing for a higher journey because you need to understand that. If you're doing your master's, please make sure that you understand. You understand research, not undergraduate research, master's level research, so that when you move to the next level, my work becomes much more easier. So hii hesabu tulikuwa tunakataa tukiwa high school, it has finally caught up with us. But the one at PhD and master's level is not even difficult. Nobody's going to teach you topology or Zumba. I'm sure you're doing your PhD, nobody has taught you topology. It's very simple mathematics, probability and statistics that Dr. Macharia here does with his eyes closed. But then you'd better know who is Dr. Macharia. Kama unajua mtaka kusaidia na hesabu, Dr. Macharia si unajua tu mkono. Because at some point you're going to need him to help you with your statistics. Of course, in addition to all the other faculty that I actually have around us. So according to the most recent census conducted in Kenya, only 3.5% of the country's population has a university degree. That is from undergrad to master's to PhD. 3.5. How many were we in 2019 in the last census? Just when you must know you work for our big city. How many were we? How many million? So what is 3.5%? Already as you sit here, we are a special group, right? We're in the 3.5%. But remember, some of us here have 2, others have 3, others even have 4. So not many people will finish their degrees at whatever level. Only 10,000 Kenyans hold PhD and master's degrees. 10,000. So already you're entering a special league. Unaona? A special league. It's not ordinary. But then the Commission for University Education says that 50% of students enroll for masters and 20% of those enrolled for PhD complete their studies. Half of the masters fall out. 4/5 of the PhDs fall out. Why? So are you beginning with the end in mind to say, naenda kujaribu tu? As Professor was saying, a few years back, we would put our titles and say, pursuing PhD. Until the Commission for University Education told us, there is no title called pursuing. You either have it or you don't have it. Pursuing masters, you either have it or you don't have it. So we are beginning because we want to finish this journey that we have gotten ourselves into. So as Zetech University Graduate School, what's our ethos? What's our spirit? We are driven by our values. And there are also very many horror stories you will hear, not from Zetech, but from everywhere, even including Zetech. Supervisors who don't read your document, right? Supervisors who fail. Some of us are even thinking that PhD and masters are like KCSE, where they say there'll only be 1,000 A's. It is not like that. When we set out, we want all our students to complete and finish in the shortest time possible. And you have time, talk to Zachary and Christine, they will tell you how we pushed them until they're wondering what is it. For them to graduate on time, because we had told them that we would graduate in 2023. And for sure they did, because that's our ethos. We want you to finish. We don't want you to be on our database forever. So there will be many horror stories that you will hear. Supervisors who ask you for money so that they can read your document. Supervisors who ask you to meet in a certain hotel. Supervisors who have heaps of documents. Supervisors who lose your document. And I think Prof has said we don't no longer call them supervisors. We shall start calling them mentors or committee members so that they take their role a little bit more differently. Those supervisors are not at Zetech University. Those are horror stories you will hear from elsewhere. So our graduate school is committed to ensure that you have a different time. So he said that we are guided by our ethos. What's our value proposition? Accredited programs. You will not come to Zetech University and find a program that is yet to be approved. I know universities that are running such kind of programs. We make sure we have that letter from the commission. That is when we start running it. Qualified and experienced faculty. When I look at Dr. Macharia, qualified, experienced, and I know now going through a course by DAD on higher level supervision. Professor Kamau, well-traveled, supervised so many students, written books. Professor Kibas, well-traveled, written many books, and Professor is even a former vice-chancellor, so he knows what exactly he's talking about. Dr. Kikaru, well-traveled, supervised so many students in IT, an expert in his own field. Professor Owen there, well-traveled, supervised so many students. Even now I'm thinking, because I can see some of them on their laptops, I think they're reading some documents for some students. Dr. Wycliffe, Dr. Makupi, and others that you will meet. We only ensure that we get faculty who know what they are doing. And one day, sit with them. Let Professor Kibas tell you his PhD journey. Let Professor Kamau tell you his PhD journey. Or even his master's journey. I still remember how I started teaching at tertiary level. I never thought I could do a master's. I was very comfortable with my first degree. After all, I was earning double what high school teachers were earning because I was a high school teacher. Now, why should I bother going for an MBA or a master's? At that level, I did not realize that the industry would demand of it. Then when I finished my master's, I'm like, then I realized that the other level of the degree is required. So if you think you're just coming for a master's, umalizie hapo, unajidanganya. Ulizeni Christine. Aliniambia asomi tena. Ndio? Now you are here. Unafanya nini sana tena hapa?
Alipata kasumba ya masomo.
So we are also proposing timely completion. Because, as I said earlier, we don't want you to be a placeholder here. Your relationship with your supervisor, you know, someone said mentor, supervisor, it is your document. PhD and the master's is like a religion, and Father is not here today. It is like salvation. Those of you who go to churches where we proclaim salvation. Ni yako. Sawa sawa. You will have to do it yourself. It is a lonely journey. So this guy, the supervisor is saying, I finally read your paper draft you sent to me. And then the student is asking, and it's not bad. The student asks, is it good? It's not good, it could be worse. Student asks, are you saying it will be better? There's room for improvement. Should I rewrite it? It can't hurt. I wish you'd give me more concrete advice. And now the supervisor says, it could be worse. So he's telling you you're actually on the right path. Some supervisors will not come out very clear. It is up to you, and we'll be doing for your training or supervision, how to communicate with your supervisor so that you finally get it. And it's never that clear. It's never that clear. You will walk up to the end and you realize, this is what he meant. So we run our PhD according to our core values, which John already talked about. Our core value number 1 is integrity. We say we do what is ethical. As I said earlier, we admit you to accredited programs. We give you the correct requirements. I am not going to lie to you, Saoke, that you are going to get into this PhD and I'm going to give you exemptions. I won't. Because according to our requirements, there are no, you have to just do everything. We do proper supervision and proper guidance. And we believe in completion times. We don't want to keep you. By then we can easily keep you. Every time you come and enroll for a new semester, there are some admission fees to be paid, some administrative fees to be paid, like computer fees is paid every semester. So the longer you stay with us, the more money you will pay us. But that's not what we want. We want you to finish and then you're able to move on. So integrity remains. Our supervisors will not tell you to take them to a hotel and buy them beer, or buy them nyamachoma, or put fuel in their car. Because if you hear that, that becomes a different case. Our supervisors will supervise you as a student. They will see you as a student. So also as you come in, mind your relationship with your supervisors. Don't tempt them. They are also human. Tunaelewana? Don't tempt your supervisor. But our supervisors are trained to ensure that that does not happen. They will supervise you appropriately. And if we get, and let your supervisor not keep telling you, let's meet at Safari Park, so that you keep buying them cappuccino. We have enough facilities at the university, including online, where you can meet and be able to do a good job. I'm not saying you don't become friends. Some of my best friends were my supervisors, finally. Some of my supervisors became my best friends after that. But for now, we're saying, let us keep it professional. At our graduate school, we believe in integrity. No money changes hands, nothing out of the ordinary. Just come in, and because you have paid your fees and you're good to go. And we don't believe that you should buy your document from River Road. The other day I heard someone say that they are banning documents from Kenya. I was very worried. I only came to learn that the Kenyan PhD is so coveted that Nigerians are faking it. Because originally, if you say that you went to Kenya and you studied there, you'd easily get a job. So my doctoral thesis looks like a fake, scandalous, like a fake or scandalous. Then he says, I'll have a word with the blog I bought it from. Who is helping you do your master? Who is helping you do your PhD? Are they helping you or are they doing it for you? Because they are two different terms. So integrity is going to remain our stronghold. Excellence is our second value proposition. We do it well. We benchmark with global standards. Professor Kibas tells me, Rebecca from Johns Hopkins and team will be coming to train us. John Moy tells me he has already identified the 2 senior faculty that is passing over to Kibas so that your program has an international outlook. We benchmark with everybody that we think is doing a good job. Because we believe in excellence. And we're not afraid to take in your corrections and your comments. We ensure that you get the required graduate rigor. A lot of research, a lot of data analysis, whatever is required to make sure that our MBA and our PhD are good students. As I said, experienced faculty. A few years back, I supervised a student in another university. And I kept on reading her document and wondering, this girl has got very good work. And I kept on congratulating and telling her, hey, perfect. The day she came to present, now she was on her own because the supervisor does not present on her behalf. She kept on talking about the crown band statistic. And my fellow colleagues and the chair of the committee were looking at me like, what is this crown band? Now I'm getting embarrassed on her behalf because I also don't understand what is crown band. Kumbe, this girl, someone had done for her thesis. And the person had told her there's something called crown batch alpha. But she was hearing crown band. Please, should anyone do for you your statistics? And Wycliffe is there. Should anyone do for you your statistics? Which is allowed, by the way. I didn't say you go and do statistics from scratch. Sit down and understand exactly what you are talking about. Because excellence demands that you keep on practicing until you know exactly what you are talking about. So let's just ensure we know exactly how to go about our data. And let's not bury our head in the sand. As I said, I know you're not a mathematician. From where I sit as a registrar, we have the opportunity of looking at your grades. I know what you got in math high, A level or O level. Okay, the better I'm sure got an A in math, so I will not talk about you, Zachary. But the rest of you, I know what you got, but it's not written on your forehead. Is it? So don't kill yourself. Get someone to help you with your statistics. But for heaven's sake, understand exactly what they mean. But because that is what is mastery and that is what is in the PhD. Don't bury your head in the sand and assume, everything will be all right. It won't be. You've got to work for it. Our next core value is innovation. We say we are not afraid to explore. Get brave. You and your team led by Professor Kipas. What do we move this course online? That's how we started. Do the students have to come to Zetech every day? Some coming from Kisumu, some coming from the US, some coming from Muranga, some coming from Kwale, and now it is flooding. And we said, let's push for a blended course. And the commission accepted. We were innovative. What if we push classes to Thursday and Friday? I'm wondering, I've been asking Prof, do we have to run these classes Monday to Friday? Suppose we said we'll sacrifice 2 or 3 evenings, so that you have some evenings that you are free. Because believe you me, for the next 1 to 3 years, you will not attend weddings, no chama, and if you are like from where I come from, hakuna jumuiya, where else do we go? Professor, where else tunaendanga wapi? Hakuna kutana na wazee. Because every evening you're in class. Would we move to be more creative so that we are able to consolidate these hours in a lesser time or a lesser time of the week? So that it's all innovation, so long as it works well for us. What if we introduce international faculty? And what if, because Dr. Nikam is seated there, we introduce design science? We don't use always the quantitative methods that we introduced to. Suppose we challenged our faculty so that we did something different. Would it work? So we're not afraid to explore. And live by that even in your PhD. The next one is customer focus. In customer focus, we say we are here for you. I use matatus, but not very regular. So sometimes I end up in the wrong matatu. It looks full, right? But once you get it, unaanza kuona kijana mmoja anatoka, tukikakaa mwingine anatoka. Those are placeholders. Are you a placeholder in this MBA or in this PhD? Are you coming to say watu wanaingia wanamaliza wewe unatoka? You're always taking academic leave. Right? Or are you here to finish? We really want to try to take it that we're here for you to ensure that you actually walk your journey up. Yeah. So completion times keeps coming up because that's the biggest problem in the public universities. For us, we think that should not be a problem. We need you to finish on time. We have various platforms. You can call your lecturer, you can use WhatsApp, you can talk online, you can come here and see them face to face, and that allows you to finish your course on time. So your lecturers, your faculty will be available for you. And I've seen them do that. And of course, you have access to all offices. My VC sends his greetings, by the way, and says, I remind you that you run an open door policy. If you want to see the Vice Chancellor, for whatever reason, you can go and say hi to him. If you want to see the Dean, you can go say hi to him. If you want to see the coordinator, they are all here. And all these faculty. And by the way, you don't just have to talk to the PhD holders. If you talk to some of my colleagues here who are doing their masters and their PhD, basically, they will tell you what they are going through and how they manage their time. They will even tell you about some of the faculty. Not in a bad way, but you'd want to ask someone, what time does Professor Kamau normally turn up? They'll tell you, he's an early morning person, isn't it? So you already know how to approach him. Or he's a late night person, or be willing to talk to all our staff. Any of us, and then we shall be able to help you to cross off to the higher level. So here we are. Advice from your supervisor. So, Prof. Jones, I'm totally stuck. What should I do? He says, well, you should probably fix it. Then she asked, that's it? That's your advice? He says, yeah, and you should do it soon. It's your work. I'll keep pushing that back to you. Don't say, I failed because of my supervisor. It is your work. You brought yourself here. That's why they say they no longer give you bursaries for masters and PhD. You brought yourself here. You weighed yourself. You went through it. The money that you're paying here, you could easily buy a plot of land in Kamuda. But not now. I think it's the best time to see because if it is flooded, don't go there. Right? You could easily buy a plot in Kajiado. You have opted to come to school. So talk to us and let's see how quickly we can help you be able to move on to your next journey. And the last step, core value at Zetech is teamwork, which says we are smarter together. We shall give you a minimum of 2 supervisors. So that if Alice is not responding, then Dr. Macharia should respond. So that you're not left all alone. And we have told our supervisors to agree so that they will not fight in front of you. So they will go and say, this one we think should go like this. By the time they are coming to you, the feedback you get from Alice and Macharia should always agree finally. Your document will be read by many people because we want to make sure that you do a good job. Because by the way, that PhD is not just yours. It is for Zetech University as well. Because from here, some of you will run to more university to ask for a job. Then they'll say, we'll submit Zetech. They want to look at the quality of your work. So when you present a document, remember you're also representing us. So we'll give you many readers. We'll give you internal and external examiners. I had the MBA class that graduated last year complaining, wow, walikuwa wanafikiri supervisor wangu ni mmoja. That's the reason I brought you together here. Kama Professor Kamau amesema, nobody else can read my document. As we believe in teamwork, we believe that we are smarter together. So you'll have internal examiners, you'll have external examiners who will look at the rigor of your research to ensure that you're doing the right thing. And finally, when you're done with your document, because you'll be told to do corrections, we will give you a correction supervisor, some guy you have never met or some lady you have never met, who will ensure that you work to ensure that you have the right document. It is a rigorous journey. So we have mapped our PhD and our masters to our core values. I talked about teamwork, excellence, innovation, customer focus, and integrity. And by the way, last year, I was very disappointed because we had one MBA student who was caught cheating in an exam. That was only one. The rest of the time, they've been clean. The last exam, September, December, nobody cheated. I feel he was so embarrassed, he or she, I don't know whether it was male or female. That student was so embarrassed, had to have a disciplinary. Why? Because at this level, you should talk rather than copy an exam. And if you're not ready for any reason and you'll be told the exam regulation, you talk to us and tell us, I can't do my exam this time or the other one. So we are here to support you walk your journey. And Prof has talked about this. Navigating your graduate school, get a mentor with recent graduate school experience. Someone who knows exactly how graduate school is maneuvered these days. Choose the right path. And this one I'll still repeat, even at the risk of losing a student. I have had some people who have done English undergrad. Then masters, they come and do entrepreneurship. Then at PhD, they go and do data analytics. Professor Ngumi there will tell you, that student doesn't really have a master's degree. What are you mastering? And doesn't have a PhD. So make sure the path you're following is the right one, especially the switch from master's to PhD should be smooth. Don't try to change. Don't try to force your way. So ensure that even as now we set on a specialization, the team is here. Prof has said they will meet you. They will tell you exactly which is the best one for you based on your qualification. And as she said, don't compare yourself with others. Ati watu wajai watu wanasoma haraka. I'll send you a success card. Watu wachuka walimaliza, I'll send you a success card. But don't compare yourself with other. Your journey is a unique journey. Study to learn, not to pass. PhD and master's is about passing. I mean learning, not passing. That's why we shall not call you first class or second class. You will just get an MBA or you just get a PhD. Find work-life balance. As I said, your next evenings and the likes are all taken care of. If you don't do that, mental health is real. Mental health issues are real, right? We don't want you to go down and start losing your job because you're so busy with your PhD and your work at your office is actually suffering. Your family doesn't see you at Junasoma. The best we shall do, and sorry to water down your ambitions, the best we shall do if you pass away is to write in your eulogy, she went to Zetech and she got a PhD. That's the best we shall do for you. Nothing much more. So also find balance so that you're doing the right thing. Work hard, play hard. Don't stop playing your golf. Don't stop jogging. Don't stop doing yoga. Whatever it is that you do to relax, don't stop going to church. Ati juu sasa unasoma PhD. As someone told me, by the way, the more learned you become, the more humble you become. If you look at the professors around this room, they're very humble PhD holders. The more you learn, the more you get humble. So don't stop doing the things that you always do. Plan ahead. By the way, where is the timetable for this? Professor Kamau, do we have a timetable? Professor Kiba, do we have a timetable? You should get it so that you already know what next, and the registrar will be talking about it. We would also want you to know even when the exams are, so that you can plan your journey with your supervisor. I hope no one is sneaking into class now. You know, undergraduates, they sneak a lot. You don't tell your supervisor that Nasaba, just when are you sneaking in? Does your supervisor know in the office know that you are, or you are the boss? Do they know that you are coming to school? Because if you're sneaking in, it becomes a problem because it's quite a bit of work. So you have to find a way of making a revelation. Ask for your help. Ask for help. As I talked about statistics, also informative. I don't expect you to be a Microsoft Word whiz, right? Get someone to help you. Don't bring us a document with the typos and grammatical errors. By the way, we start looking at face validity. You bring me a title with errors, tupa nje kwanza. And you keep saying, how does the title affect the document? My friend, how does a PhD submit a document with a typo on the front page? So get yourself an editor. And we always say that your supervisor is not your copy editor. So by now, start making friends. You see that young lady in the office who types very well, that young man, who you don't normally salimia. Can you stop greeting them? They will come in handy working with you in your journey. And then of course, when they talk about the horror stories, people who don't complete, I always tell students, look at the man in the mirror. Christine, look at the woman in the mirror. That ile siku tulikaa pale presentation, what hadn't you done? Right now I'm sure you can tell me, that day nilisomewa juzi kwa nimefanya ABCD. Zachary, if you look at the man in the mirror, you can also see where you went wrong. So the horror story is coming when you haven't learned yourself in your weaknesses and your strengths. Because if you already know what to expect, then it becomes a little bit easier for you to look at it. So now you're stuck with us. You're stuck with us. You always have a choice. It's simple. You either do what I tell you to do as your supervisor, or you give up, drop out, and become a failure and a disappointment in the eyes of your friends and family. Sasa hivi ushasema nafanya PhD. Is there an option? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know whether you have an option. I don't know that when you walk out of that door, you're coming back. Or you say, I need to scare to some intent. So it is good to also to decide that you actually want to study, because it is a really serious business. The only way to survive a PhD or a master's class is a positive attitude. Does it? Start with the end in mind. They say that no matter what yesterday was like, birds always start their new day with that. So forget about stories on undergraduate. Forget about stories on MBA. Start on a positive note that I'm going to hack this. And for sure, it will happen because you're not the first one. I said our president, he was a deputy when he was studying. I don't know if it's a good example to use, but many others do a lot of things and they still manage to study and they manage to finish. So they say, we did not leave Stone Age because there was a shortage of stones. We did not leave Stone Age because there was a shortage of stones. We left it because it was time to leave. So it is time to get your master's and your PhD. But John has sent me, and he's seated right behind there. The PhD journey is very lonely. Surely. Let me see by show of hands watu wa masters. Watu wanakuja kufanya masters na wenye wanafanya masters. You just want to be the six of you. Mnataka kula peke yenu. Do you have a friend who would benefit from this program? A cousin? A workmate? I usually find that the bigger the class, usually, the better. Of course, to a certain limit, of course, like Zetech, the insurance, that doesn't go beyond that. Show of hands, PhD students. Zachary, Christine, Paul, Josephine. Tuko wangapi? Ni wangapi Professor Kibasi?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And 3 online, so 9. Wow, don't tell actually. Fathers coming also.
Do you want to study alone? Do you know someone who could benefit from this program? Can you look at the person sitting next to you and tell them, I'm going to tell a friend. Let's change the statistics. Let us change the statistics from saying only 10,000 people have MBAs and PhDs. The more we are usually, the more we are able to bargain and to fight for our rights and to move forward. So with those very many remarks, I want to wish you well. And if you see me along the corridor, just say hi. Thank you so much.
Just I want to welcome the person who was in charge of your registration when you applied for the MBA for your PhD. Who was in charge in receiving the documents and making sure you've qualified to join the program. Again, you'll be there during your graduation. Let us welcome the registrar, who will be able at least to take us through the academic regulations. Let's clap for him.
I think it's even good evening. I know I'm the last presenter, so most of us probably will be appreciating what I'm saying as they go on and off, but I request that we be together. My name is Peter Osumba. I register academics, and I take this opportunity to welcome you to Zetech University. It's a new year, new resolution, and we are here as your partner in realizing that new year. The title of my presentation looks big, but very small. I only have 2 slides. Because most of the issues you have covered in the student code of conduct, as you are signing them, and majorly for PhD students, we try to the rules will remain, but for our PhD students, we try to allow you to be able to fit conveniently without breaking the rules, of course. So be assured that we are going to provide a lot of support, and we are always available at your call. I want to start by sharing with us something we call almanac, academic almanac. And basically, these are schedule of academic activities and how your semester will be running. We do an almanac for 2 years. So therefore, you're able to plan yourself, knowing when the semester will start, when it will end, when you're required to register for units, when you will do your examinations, when you defend, and including by the end of this presentation, I should tell you when you should graduate if things go as we have been told by our DBC. So I want to present this. I don't have that right now. The gentleman at the back, are you able to see this? I know that Terry will disagree with me. So, are you able to read something?
Please, you can zoom.
You can zoom it. I'm wondering where they took my class. How is that? How is that?
That's better.
Good. Thank you very much. So this is an almanac of how our semester will be running. This for the year 2024. So we do a trimester system, meaning in one calendar year, that is a year running from January to December, we have 3 trimesters. Jan, April, the one that we are orienting you for, May, August, and September, December. In one calendar year, we have in one calendar year, we have 1 academic year and 1 semester. In that, an academic year is made up of 2 semesters. So if you have 2 semesters in 1 academic year, so in your estimation, and I've said that a semester runs for 4 months, Jan, April, and May, August. So when will you start your second year? September. We are awake. Yeah, wonderful. So by September, you will be starting your second year. That will be your second year 2.1, what Professor Tao told us. So we do this so that you're able to plan yourself. You know when the semester is starting. For instance, I know we are slightly behind schedule for the PhD group because, as you saw in your admission letter, we were to orient you on 12th of January. Only that, in order to accommodate a number of students who are still going through the process, we decided to push it to today. So today is 15th. In the other process of the university, we have already released the results for the students who sat for examination. So what we do is that we release the results in the results are discussed in the first week and released so that you should be able to access your results in the second week. So right now, the students who are ongoing with their studies already have their results. So this allows you to make necessary arrangement on how to progress next semester and also just to get timely feedback. The other bit on that bit of feedback is that we return your scripts. In cases where you are going to do a written exam, we return your script. So just have a look at it, see how you're faring, Some of us were in class many years ago, so you can see whether define has become describe. A lot of things change. So we do that basically for feedback and also for accountability, because you can look at how you have been faring in the coursework and what have you done in exams, and we are on the same page in terms of the assessment we've given you and what you have on your side. So for those students who may have special examinations, I'll guide on what specials are, and probably just to complete on that, special examinations happen whereby you've met all the coursework requirement, you are ready for examination, but something happens during the day of examination, you are not able to come for exams, neither are you able to sit for it online. So you make an application. Once you know that you are not able to do that, you do that in advance to your program coordinator. In this case, you will, for MBA, you are going to direct that to Professor Kamau. And for PhD, you are going to direct that to Professor Kibas mentioned that Dr. Nyango will be assisting, together with Mr. Kiogora, who introduced himself, who will be supporting both MBA and PhD. And he has 360 information of the university, so anytime you want to require something, just call that number that is on that program. Mr. Kiogora is going to guide you and really support you from this side. So then we have the classes will run. There's something we call coursework, the assignments and the cards that you do. Please do not ignore them. Some are done in sitting, some are research work. Ensure you do that, because it forms part of the final assessment. And it's always good to do that to ensure that by the time you approach the final assessment, you're fully prepared and adequately prepared for the examination. We do release the exam timetable. You'll be able to see how the exam is running. So you're able to plan in advance. Actually, what we are looking at is a case whereby you will be able to have the exam timetable at the beginning of your semester, so that you're able to schedule yourself accordingly. Because as mentioned by our DVC, we know that you're onboarding a client who is having a very tight schedule. So we are working on that. Of course, we do external moderation just for standard to ensure quality is adhered to. Some of the issues are not yours. So we go all the way to, we've distributed the coursework in programs that will require you to do specific and assignments. They are scheduled. We have on the almanac, you'll see when assignment 1 is happening, assignment 2, Cat 1, Cat 2. But because these are postgraduate class, you do a lot of work by yourself under the guidance of your supervisor. So you may do more than what we have in the almanac here, but with a lot of support. And for instance here, you can see that you can already, in the week of 15 to 19 April, you will be having your final examinations. So you can make arrangements at your workplace so that you are able to avail yourself for the examination. We come down to the second semester. So it's a repeat of the activities. So the second semester shall commence on 29th of April. And the classes will commence from 6th of May. Of course, 29th of April is the reporting period up to the end of, up to a bit of the first week of May. Then we start classes on 6th. So this is what we call almanac. It is posted on our Zetech Digital School platform, ZDS, and you'll be trained on that, because most of the communication that we do it on Zetech Digital platform under news and announcements. But we've created a tab, as Gladys will guide us during the training on how to access it, so that at any given time you can always refer to it. So this is information that's available, and you can always refer to. So back to what I was doing, so that we do that in brief. So onboarding of students, this is basically new and continuing students. We have the first item we do, which is verification of documents, which is a prerequisite for reporting you. As you may have noticed, we have automated our admission system. So even AI may feed some information there and we give you an admission letter. So the only way we verify that this is a human being with genuine documents is during reporting, so we have to look at that. The other reason why we do that is to safeguard your papers. Because you don't want to read on news that Zetech University, like what has been trending, admitted a student for masters who had a fake undergraduate certificate, and they went ahead and did PhD, and they're outside there working and leading people. So that integrity is very, very important. It's more important to you than to me, because for me, I may run away, and in my next job I may lie why I left Zetech University. But for you, you'll be stuck with the certificate, and we have to protect the integrity of your certificate. So kindly, sometimes you may find it inconveniencing, but we try to really accommodate you in terms of doing that. For instance, today, for those who came with the originals, we are ready to do the verification, and we'll be able to support you. From any campus, we'll be able to be assisted. Then we have unit registration. Mr. Kyokora will be guiding us on how to navigate the portal. Unit registration is that we require you to register your units each and every semester. We have automated our system on the student portal. You just need to click reporting, because we run a semester system with block units. You don't select particular units. You'll find that the system has already reorganized your units that you're supposed to do. So you simply select, and then you press select, and then submit, and your HOD will approve on this side. The document that my colleague shared as our DVC was speaking is the units that you are going to be doing, just for the sake of your information, and very important in our next training, where you'll be doing a practical session with our Zetech Digital School and the student portal. The fee payment, as you may be aware now, we love full payment. But if you are not able to pay fees in full, we have installments. So you can do, for the installment, you can do, Catherine, 60, 40, 30, 30. Good. So you pay 40% of your fees so that you're able to register your units and you study, and then you can make the next payment in the following month, 5th by the following month, and then 5th of the 3rd month, you're able to clear your fees as you continue with your studies. And for those who may have unique schedules, we always encourage you to engage the accountant. If you have a good plan, then you're able to agree. But you should have cleared your fees by the time you do your examination, so please ensure you note that. Coursework requirement, but don't, just before I go to this, but please don't defer your studies before you engage us, because you may just have an idea how you can go about that semester with the resources that you're having. Coursework requirements, we have continuous assessment tests. This one I did. These will come in various forms, in terms of sitting, in terms of research work, assignments, as you'll be guided by your lecturers. Then for class attendance, we require that you attend at least 75% of your classes. 75% is simply missing not more than 3 classes in the entire semester. But this is possible because we have made our classes to be online, and we will be able to support you to achieve this if you are busy schedules. And if you have any unique schedule that may affect that attendance, it's always prudent that you engage the particular course lecturer so that you are able to, you can be accommodated. Examinations, I've said we have ordinary, special, and supplementary examinations. Ordinary exams are the usual exams that you do after you've gone through the semester, you've done the coursework, you've done the examination, you've done the coursework, you've met the class attendance requirement, and you are now ready for end of semester exams. And as you have seen here, the exam that will be done from 15th to 19th will be an ordinary examination. But should you have met all the requirements, but something happens that you are not able to sit for exam, then you apply for special exams in the course of, in the first month of this following semester. Like right now, the student who did not do exams in December will have an opportunity to do their special exams in the last week of January. Actually, that should be next week. So that you're able to fill up that gap and be at par with your classmates, so that you don't have such a baggage. We also have supplementary exams. This one, God forbid, if this one will not happen. This one, I pray that it won't happen here, but I know that we are not just praying, because for postgraduate school, Professor Kibas and Professor Gitao are very keen to ensure that you have a very smooth transition. And it must be a very abnormal case that we have not witnessed of somebody doing that. So we want to encourage you just to do what is required. We support you because you don't have time, and we will be able to complete that. Of course, the other bit that I have to capture them there deliberately is what we call examination malpractice. That is exam irregularity. These are issues to do with exam cheating, because I know it doesn't happen to the audience seated here. Because the kind of delivery that the school has, the graduate school has, doesn't accommodate that, and we know it will not happen. So in some cases, you may not be able to resume your studies, or start your studies, or commence your studies in a particular semester. So if, in case you've been admitted, your documents have been verified, you qualified to commence a semester, you have paid or not paid, then the situation becomes impossible for you to start your studies. Then you will be required to defer your studies, which is simply postponing your studies. But you have to do it formally. We have the registrar's office. I'll give you the contact at the end of this, where you are able to apply for that. You can actually do it from the system, our student portal. Once you've been guided, you just need to defer your studies from there. You can take a break for at most 2 semesters. If things are not working out, you need to resume, report again back to the registrar's office, so that we can guide you on how you can go about that. In case you're already on with your program, you're in SEM 1, you have done with SEM 1, you're in SEM 2, SEM 3, and it happens that you can't continue, you take what is called academic leave for a maximum of 3 semesters. Again, if the situation requires that you go beyond that, we are here to guide you. You need to get back to the registrar's office so that we can guide you on how to navigate that. If it is advisable that when you realize that you cannot continue your studies, make the decision before the 5th week of the semester. Defer before the 5th week of the semester, so that the funds that you've already paid are not lost. Because as it is now, when you defer later than the 5th week, then the system charges you as a student who was in session. So therefore, if you had paid any funds, then that's likely to be lost. So please ensure you do that. And if we do all that we have agreed upon, and all factors remaining constant, ceteris paribus, then we expect the master students to graduate on 14th November 2025. And the PhD students to graduate on 13th November 2026. It's too short until I feel jealous. So that is it, and this is possible because I think my senior colleagues have assured you that we'll be able to work with you. And the most important, the challenges that postgraduate students have been spoken to. It's simply research support and an enabling environment that allows you to complete that. I see Professor is wondering. Yeah, that's so short. So you just count the academic years. If you count the calendar years, it will look too short. Yes. So thank you very much, and may God bless you as you start your studies. Thank you. And you can clap for me.
Here you can see we have a lot of work. So let's remember the 5 factorial.
Yes, I was requesting that for the next session, which is practical, probably we can allow members to serve tea. Then now we go to the second session. Oh yeah, sorry.
Thank you so much. I believe we have so many questions. I think he has mentioned about I think that is the graduation time, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
The graduation time, because if you do everything right, the MBA candidates, what is the last month for 2025 when you're supposed to finish? Anyone? Anyone? Which month? Which month? Yes, April. For the PhD candidates, if you are running 3 trimesters in a year, 2025, when are you supposed to finish if you do everything right? PhD. Yes, PhD. 2026. Okay, 2026, which month? December, 2025 December. I'm not talking about graduation, but as you ponder about that, let me welcome Professor Ngumi, who will be able to lead us through the question and answer. Thank you. Maybe the trimester people have not understood, we shall touch base for you to be able to get what we are saying.
You would simply say 3 terms in a year, trimester. 3 terms in a year, back to back.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Okay. Professor Kibas, I did not hear anybody speak about grading and passing. I don't have anything that information.
The details we thought we talked to them. As we said, there's in-house details, but still said it can be mentioned.
Registrar, do you want to say something about that before maybe we go to Q&A?
Yes. Thank you, Prof. The most important thing that members want to hear. Thank you very much. So for the coursework, for the examination, the exam is divided into 2 components. We have the coursework and we have the main examination. These are for exams that you're having a sitting exam. So the coursework, the entire coursework will be 50 marks, and then the examination will be 50 marks. And as I mentioned, there's some work, depending on the lecturer and the unit's hand, you may find coursework almost overlapping to examination, usually areas where you do research, Professor. Yes, so that's it. It's very easy. That's why you wonder how you can fail when the coursework is 50, and the examination is 50, and the pass mark is 50. Yeah. But you see, when I say like that, then maybe doctors are okay, let me call you so that I can, professor, may assume that you just need to do coursework and then relax. No, there's a ratio of, you must have done exam and the coursework. Even if you have everything from the coursework, you must have done examination. Professor, I hope I captured it. Thank you very much.
Maybe add and say they must pass in both.
Yeah, you must pass.
Yes, you must pass in both. And the B is a pass. C is not a pass. It's just and the B begins at 60.
Yeah.
60 So B is passed. You can see now the cut. You must get the minimum of B. Anyway, the details will be given to you.
For both masters and PhD?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I have been asked to moderate this Q&A session, and it is an opportunity for you to ask any question or to seek clarification on something that has been said here that you have not been able to understand properly or clearly. So it is your chance. I am simply going to point out who is going to ask a question when I see a hand up. When the card.
Yeah, I said my name is Paul. Just following from what the registrar has talked about, are the exams going to be online or physical?
Professor Kibas?
Exams are physical exams. That's what the policy is currently. Even if you may be studying online, but exams are physical. Unless one is in Alaska and will come. And very, very special, these will come very, very special things that we did. Otherwise, we expect you to see the exam.
Okay. Did you want to add something?
No, exactly.
Okay, Professor, come on.
Yeah, I just want to confirm that special considerations have been made. The Nicholas can confirm that. Yes.
Okay, so the case is for both PhD and masters. Where there is a distinction, we make a distinction. Okay. Another question? Yes?
My name is Sandra. I was asking about what's the quorum for each specialization?
What is the quorum for each specialization? Okay, Professor? More?
We have a quorum for the entire program, which is a minimum of 15 students. I think the site better places to answer this one.
Quorum for the whole program 15?
Yes, but the site.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
All right. Registrar?
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Now, for the quorum, we as Prof has mentioned, over the program team, but we work with a minimum of 5 to roll out the program. But you will notice, to ensure that we don't delay you, so that probably just 2 of you, if we have the program that we have students already ongoing in their studies. So if you are coming into a specialization for students who are already on in their studies, and we don't have a quota where you're joining, we run a rotational system where you join and start your study with the students who are ongoing, and then now when another cohort comes in at that level, you'll be able to do the other different units with them. So you're able to, they are independent, the units are independent. So we just need to assign you what is on offer, then next time assign you again what is on offer. The problem comes in, and I know I was asking, I just the problem comes in when you just one, and the specialization you're doing, we don't have students who are ongoing. In that case, probably because of a unique issue, we can have that conversation with the coordinator and see how you fit in. Yeah, I think that's how I would attempt to answer. You know, in the university we attempt to answer questions, we don't answer them.
You look at the units, you see they don't have prerequisites. Not like at a time that you must do FA1, then FA2, and then FA3. They are standard. So I can say that's what happened. For me, the only word I usually caution students, don't drop out of it. Don't take a break unless you must, right? Because like now you are 9 of you. If you take a break, you might find that when you come back, that class or that course, that particular specialization will not be running. So usually you stay with the pack, they'll take care of it. They are good, they know. If you ask, they'll tell you that sometimes you're not very good for a specialization, and then you might go to just complete the course.
Okay. Are you answered?
Yeah, you might want to add something just for the sake of interpreting the scenarios that occur. Along the way, as I said, we have 6 specializations. So along the way, it's possible that for your preference, you want to do a particular specialization and you end up finding you are 1 or you are 2. That's a unique case for us. It's a unique case for us. And for the benefit of the university and the students, we normally do not persuade you to go to what you don't want to do, because that may not benefit our program in the long term. But we provide that democracy for you to make your own choices of the unit you want to pursue. So, and that works for us as a university also, because we believe that from these students that we're training, that's where we're going to get our future faculty, because we not want to keep on hiring staff from other universities when we're also building our own capacity here. And for that reason, we don't mind the diversity of programs being accommodated to the level of the match that we have. However, as the DVC said, the program can be very orderly on your own, so we also will encourage you to make sure that you select a program that you're able to be at least a number, that we're able to encourage one another to be able to finish. But if you must be alone, then at least again, we should be able to see what to do.
What we have done in addition is there are unique situations call for unique solutions. That's what we have done. So we cannot inconvenience you or the university. We work out a way how we can be able to accommodate the students and so on. But flexibility is key. Building flexibility, that's what it means. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Any other? No other question? So
just one thing before that question, because that specialization, we are going to meet immediately after here, so that when you go home, you already know which areas so that you get in. That's what we will be doing, so that it clarifies that more. The school is going to meet with the students. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question or clarification? No, this is the time to ask so that you take off knowing what you are getting into. And this is the time. Otherwise, you might find yourself midstream and you wonder why you didn't ask a question at the beginning. It is important to ask. Yes, the doctor.
This is the program. The wellness center. Is it open for students?
The wellness center. That is our clinic. That is.
No. I think what do you have?
Wellness center. I think what we have here is a clinic. Do you have a?
We have a club, a wellness club. We have a wellness club. Not this campus, but the other side.
Fitness club. Oh, okay. The fitness club is for staff. The one that exists currently. I don't know whether there is one on this campus for students.
They can make one.
They can make one. Yes, you can make one and ask for support from the university. I'm sure you can be given a space to be able to do that. Okay? Yeah, a good.
Professor, is that so what we will say is PhD students, a large number of them sometimes have mental problems. And it's advisable that they seek counseling. And you are one of the counselors, the professor of counseling. But we have a counseling center. Ensure that don't go bongas alone. There will be always people to help you, which touches on fitness as well. Don't get overwhelmed and your head goes somewhere.
Okay, I did not understand it from that dimension that you have talked about, but I want to correct one thing. PhD students don't have mental problems, but they can occur. Yeah. Everybody is a candidate for a mental problem. Everybody here, from the DVC right down to okay? Everybody is a candidate for a mental health problem. We have a counseling department in the university under the Dean of Students office. And we have a counselor in every campus to take care of issues. And therefore, as students of the university, that service is open to you. But I would also like to say this, that if we are talking about academic issues, the school will have a very nice, elaborate academic advising and mentorship program for all of you. So you will be attached to particular people who will be your academic mentors, and therefore you should not have difficulties where you are alone somewhere in a corner. You should feel free to speak to your program coordinator. For the PhD program coordinator is the Dean, Professor Kibas. For the Masters, Professor Kamau, and any other person. But in the university here we work as a team. You should feel free to speak to anybody. Okay? I personally am a professional counselor, and therefore if you come to me, I can help you if you need help. And if you need guidance, I can also be able to guide you. Are we together? We will work as a team, as DPC talked about each and every one of us here, and a few others who are not here, who have had experience in teaching, supervising PhD students, master's students, etc. We are a team that can be able to assist you in a number of things. Some of the things that make people really sick are the small things. Are the small things, not even the big things, are the small things that we are unable to navigate. So feel free that you don't get to that point. Okay? Daktari, are you answered?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
You have the provision for scholarship.
Provision for scholarship?
Yes, especially PhD program.
For the PhD program? I will blow that question to our Director Research, Esther. Do you have scholarships for these people?
It's the first one of the for PhD. We haven't done the post for masters, but we are working to partner with the university and other organizations to be able to secure scholarship for research. But currently we don't have any.
All right. But it is important also for all of you to know that in fact the best scholarships don't even come from the university internally. There are so many bodies that give scholarships for PhD and master's studies. We have DAD, we have DFID, we have Chinese scholarships, we have Commonwealth scholarships, we have Fulbright scholarships. There are very many. In fact, we also even have Ministry of Education scholarships. So, I know many of us no longer read newspapers, but that information is found there. They are always advertised there in the newspapers. So become afraid of the newspapers, reproducing and reading those things, you will get an opportunity, or you might get an opportunity, or sometimes even browse through the net, and you might get an opportunity for somebody who can fund research, even somebody who can pay for you halfway in another country and halfway in Zetech, and the people have gotten scholarships that way. So be afraid of checking that, even as Esther says, she's working on something. And remember, scholarships are competitive. So you must have good grades in your coursework for you to be able to get a scholarship for your research or for even your entire program. You must be doing well. So keep scouting for them.
Maybe to add more.
Yes.
If we come across those scholarships that we feel are important for Ghana to learn, we also share with you the activities at Senate. The other aspect is to be able to fundraise for your research, because you don't have to get money all by yourself. So when we ask you to apply for a grant that is run for the private now
to thank this particular group and make you aware that you are like our inaugural group. And in other words, you find like when somebody is raising children, your first baby, you also had so many other lessons to learn. But having said that, we want to make it aware to you that as the coordinators of the program and so on prosecutors and also working closely with the research directorate, we should be able to do your shared mailing list and your WhatsApp group to publish to you the opportunities that exist and the ones that come up with the other time. So keep checking there also.
Yes, I know we come from different organizations, and there is a seminar and a conference that Professor has just talked about. We understand it from the institutions where we work, but for this particular one, I'd like more information.
About our conference. Okay. Again, I will refer that question to Esther because she's in charge of that activity. Tell them about our Innovation Week and our conference.
It's a forum to disseminate research and also share innovations. So we organize the event. This will come in late June, and a call for papers will be sent. And when we say the call for papers, it's as you'll be taking through seminars and others will learn masters, they have already published, maybe like 2 or 5 published, and also and we have our HR, we have a few of us will publish. It's about the research you do, you come and extract your findings and share and disseminate. It's not like the seminars we have in our office, we're doing for seminar on leadership, a seminar on one, but it's more of a forum where we disseminate research and innovations.
Okay. It is expected, actually not expected, but it is required that after you have conducted your research and written your thesis, you publish peer-reviewed or refereed journal paper in a scholarly journal. If you are undertaking a PhD, you will be required to publish 2 papers minimum. If you are undertaking a master's degree, you will be required to publish 1 paper minimum before you graduate. So you must do a good research for you to have a good thesis and to be able to extract papers from that basis. So there are many journals, there are very many journals in this world. Your supervisors will guide you on which journals are good to publish a paper in, so that you can be able to have your paper read by other scholars and other people who should benefit from your work. So it is important for you to know that from the very beginning so that you don't get surprised when you are completing your studies. Okay? Another question? Yes?
Is there provisions for teaching assistants, basically for PhD students in the future?
Okay, provisions for teaching assistantship. They are not automatic, but they might come. One might come along the way as we move. So if it does, of course it will be competitive and it will be given to the good performers. But it is not something that we can be able to promise you now that it will be there. But it might come as we move on. Yes.
I might want to add something.
Yes,
here.
Professor.
One of the things that you must also train yourself is what politicians call kujituma. Because at your level, those who are doing PhD, you are having inclinations of wanting to lecture, even if some of you are in offices. I've always found even people who have been in parliament, people who've been very high levels like them and others, finally getting their foot again to lecturing. So you must kujituma. You provide yourself, even voluntarily, to be able to become an assistant, even when we are doing our work in the classes and all that. some tutorial services that you can, because that way you are also gaining ground and you're also able to see you, you're also able to, not just here in Zetech, but also in other institutions, that to become visible, people are able to know what you are capable of, and people identify you. That is the easiest way to get your foot in there. But having said that, it's not just about teaching. As you saw when John presented the journey of Zetech University, he presented some activities you're doing at the community level, which you call community outreach. As a PhD person, you are a doctor, you are somebody who is going to provide solutions for the community. Also, volunteer yourself in the outreach activities that you carry out. Because by so doing, you'll be able to help people do their business plans, people do their financial returns, people do work, and as you're doing that, you become invisible. Your authority in that area is becoming noticeable. And that is a lot of way to get your foot in.
Does the same apply also to the masters?
For PhD, mainly for those who want to gain much into the teaching. But for masters, outreach, everybody is welcome.
If somebody in master's class is interested in teaching, many levels of teaching.
Yes, you can also start volunteering at that level.
They can also volunteer at that level. Okay.
And there are also opportunities the university advertises. You check the website, there are jobs there. You can apply. You are not bad from applying because you already have a bachelor's degree. And those of you, please, you already have a PhD degree, master's. So please look around and so on. We are working with the UNB and university management to be allowed to be able to have some possibilities of having tutorial assistants or research assistants among the students working with the professors.
That is true.
Yes.
In fact, a good number of people that we have employed last year and the year before were either PhD students or master students. So being a PhD student or a master student in our university does not bar you from competing for a job if you find that we have advertised for one. Okay, any other question? Any other? Okay, thank you very much for, yes, Mr. Moy?
I just wanted to add a point really finished with, so that if are not enrolling in class, they can refer some other students to join them in specialization. And we don't just take it for granted. Because when you refer a PhD student, we pay 5,000. So you refer 10, you have almost half of your
Business, that's business.
Yeah,
Money.
yeah,
Ready.
So okay. Yeah, so you refer a PhD student, we give you 5,000. You refer a master's student, we give you 3,500. If I were you, I would like to this. So this is how money is made.
50,000 a month, that's
If
it.
you refer a bachelor, that's degree student, and you have a way of capturing that, we pay you 2,200 per undergraduate degree that you refer. For a diploma, we pay you 880 shillings, and for certificates, 825. Sasa kukoncentrate hapo kwa PhD kuja na ofisi yote, maneno itakuwa sawa. And this is something that we do very diligently after every choice of the intake. We pay, and this is our way of encouraging appreciating effort. And we also do that to staff members when they refer, because it's a good thing to appreciate. You know, they talk about rewarding a good behavior so that it can be repeated.
Okay.
By the way,
And
nice prof, if you have children in junior secondary or primary, they're probably in one school, right? And you usually have a say. If you go to universities abroad and South America, you can tell them, go a place like Harvard and MIT, find that they're actually families. 3 children have gone to the same university in life. So you become kind of an owner because universities are not like the same university. So we always feel that once you bring in other students and you refer them, you actually are able to do more innovative things. Like I was telling Prof this morning, that if I have a class of 20 PhD students and they say they want to go to Durban or they want to go to Dubai, it becomes much easier for me to plan that trip for them because there is always some element of synergy. So it's not just about the earning, it's also trying to build a community that you can enjoy. Thank you.
Mr. Moy, because I have already seen there are some people who are already calculating who to talk to this evening to come, for the benefit of that person, when are we closing this intake for our PhD and our masters?
So end of this month.
End of this month.
Yeah.
So you have approximately 2 weeks to 1 work on your colleague, your office mate, and they bring them here. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I referred several, I was paid some good money.
You did? You can see we are not lying. Somebody has referred, and they have been paid that money, who is already here with us. So I think that is very good. Thank you. Continue doing that. Yes. Okay. So if no more questions, then I ask maybe my colleagues if anybody has a word related to what we have said, maybe something that has not been explained well. Kyohor? Okay, maybe circulate the list again so that those that have not signed can do so. Okay, thank you. All right, so thank you very much. I want to give the chance back to our moderator for the day.
Yes, he's my boss, so I can't rush you.
I could tell that. Was I supposed to be rushed? I give a chance for everybody to ask a question. I don't have a time limit.
You can give him another 5 factorial for him. Let's do together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mwalimu wa statistics akona kazi. I factorial
I believe weekly is there.
Yeah.
So at this particular time, we want just to take a break, and then we shall be able to continue with the student management system, which Kiogara will be able to take us through that, and then the LMS. We have Gladys there, and then we have the librarian, because you will be wondering, that the library still open on weekends? Can I come? Those are the questions that you'll be able even to ask the librarian. So I just want to close this session with Thanksgiving for the refreshments, and then in the order of our students. Our students will first of all take the refreshments, and then for us staff we shall take after they have been able to take. Let's just pray. Our Heavenly Father, we are grateful even for the time that you have been able to have, O Lord, and even as we take this break, O Lord, we want to thank you for the refreshments. May they nourish our bodies, and we pray this trust in Jesus' name. Amen. So our students, yes. Can be able to continue. So, our students, you are welcome. There's a cup of coffee, there is tea, and I believe there's still cocoa there, and even some warm water if you prefer, and a snack. You can start from there. Feel free.
Yes.
We can try to speed up.